What's going on, guys? Middle of the day or late afternoon live stream. We had some news. I don't know why you're seeing what you're seeing there. That's a little weird. I wonder if I can move that around. I don't know what's going on with that. All right, 3, 2, 1. Yo. I know notification's still not going out properly. My bad. And this is kind of an out of nowhere stream, but Hunter Yurchak supposed to talk to the media about all these changes, so I wanted to cover that really quick. I took a little break away from the old virtual learning with my kids and wanted to see if we could catch this. If indeed there is anything at all that's happening with an announcement from Hunter Yurchak, and even if there's not, we're still going to discuss it. But it's supposed to go down at 2 p.m. Let's see see if Razorback Twitter's got anything for us. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing an alert. I wonder if that was a false alarm on the announcement. I know they had originally were going to announce this earlier today, and then at 1 p.m. and then cat got out of the bag, and they just kind of released it. But they like to do these official press releases, or Hunter does. I'm still not seeing anything here. If you guys see anything, do me a favor. Why don't you check around and look, and if you know where it's at, let us know in chat, because I'm not seeing anything on their front page yet. Signing day today. No big moves for the Razorbacks. They are moving back. I told you guys they'd be lucky. They'd be very fortunate if they could stay in the top 25. 247 as of about 5 minutes ago. They have gone now from, I think, 20th a few weeks ago. Now they're back to 24th. Hey, they're holding pretty steady. They're not doing too bad. So do me a favor. See, I don't know what's up with the camera. You guys can only see a piece of what is going on. Does that do anything? I don't know why you guys are looking at my boom. That is so bizarre. I don't know if this is an OBS thing. Oh, there's part of it. Hang on, let me try that. Is that any better? That is so bizarre. Why it's doing this? I don't know. OBS. It's either OBS or YouTube acting up. So just ignore that. We're not here to look at me. We're here to get this. We're here to figure out what Hunter wants to say to the media. You just got smaller. If only we're that easy, right? Let me read chat really quick. Yo, what's up, Robert? How you doing, man? Michael Harris, Whoopik Sui. It's like they are in my thoughts now. Man, I think it could be good. Preston Reedy says Frank Broyles has got to be rolling over in his grave, and hell has indeed frozen over. I mean, anybody who grew up in the Frank Broyles era, as when he was either the coach or when he was acting coach in AD, all the way through him being the AD at Arkansas, he's probably rolling over in his grave. He did not want to play in-state school. So I guess they're not going to talk to the media then. Okay. Well, that's all right. We can sit here and we can jabber on about it. We won't be too long. I say that all the time, but the goal is to keep this around 30 minutes, maybe a little more. Again, if you guys see anything, let me know, because I'm not seeing anything on Twitter. Let me refresh Razorback Twitter here. Nope, not seeing anything. And I know Sam Pittman's going to talk to Paul Feinbaum today at 3 p.m., I believe. So, all right, let me get caught up on chat really quick. ESPN has us ranked at 21st, says Alex. I agree. I am much closer to Little Rock than Fayetteville, but I feel like we hamstring ourselves throwing into those extra road games. I know it's Little Rock, but they're still getting on a bus and traveling. So we'll start there. We'll start with the Little Rock games. If you follow me on Twitter at Tyzilla, I don't know what it is now. I think it's HTP. Or no, is it Ty Hudson HTP? My bad. I think it's Ty Hudson HTP. I changed it a little while back. I'm not a fan of playing any games in Little Rock. And I used to not be that way. I used to be a purist. I wanted them to keep the tradition until you start to understand the economics, until you start to understand that, well, it's pretty simple. Past coaches have complained about traveling to Little Rock, the cost to travel to Little Rock. And by the way, for anyone who's like, well, but yeah, when you travel, you have to go stay in a hotel. They do that here too, by the way. They actually, Brett Bielema used to keep them in a hotel in Springdale. True story. I think Petrino kept them in Fayetteville, but Brett Bielema wanted them in Springdale. And I only knew that because I happened to know one of the players. Well, okay, true story. I actually drove Uber in Fayetteville for a while on the weekends. I would drive, you can make easy bucks. Easy bucks, man. When the Hogs are in town, easy money. And I drove one of the players. I kind of got to know her a little bit. She's really cool. I picked her up a couple of times. But her husband at the time played for Arkansas, and she explained that to me. Oh, yeah, they're all in Springdale, and Brett Bielema keeps them in Springdale. So you can't use that as an excuse, but I will say that there's cost. There's a big cost that comes with playing down in Little Rock. I think it was Jeff Long who said it costs well over $1 million to get everybody down there. Because you got to remember, you're hauling multiple buses. You got to haul the equipment down there. The cost that's involved, and especially with right now how much money they're losing. Guys, they're bleeding money. But I've been against playing games in Little Rock for a while. And for a while, I wanted them to keep non-con games. Now, because of COVID, I've completely gone off that. I want them to play all games in Fayetteville. I used to be a purist. I wanted to keep as many games as we could in Little Rock. I have great memories down there. Great memories. And, tailgated down there. I've got family and friends down there. We make it into a big event. And it's always funny to me because Central Arkansas people act like, first off, like Northwest Arkansas people don't travel. I don't know where this comes from. You guys do realize we drive an hour and a half to 2 hours north of us to go to Silver Dollar City, right? Or 2 hours to the Tulsa Zoo. You know this. We travel. We do travel. I don't know where this smoke screen bullshit came from. We travel. I don't know how many times I went to Little Rock and would go hang out with a tailgate or whatever, hang out with some people tailgate. Oh yeah, we're from Rogers, we're from Bentonville, we're from Fayetteville, we're from Springdale. We travel. That bullshit narrative needs to stop. That's Central Arkansas propaganda for you, okay? That's what that is. I'm refreshing. I'm still not. I guess they're not going live. I was really wanting them to do that. I really wanted to see what Hunter had to say. But you also, when you talk about the economics, then there's also the recruiting aspect. There's lost revenue to the university. There's all these disadvantages to playing games in Little Rock. And I think another one that we don't think hard enough about, and that's that playing in that stadium, is War Memorial Stadium deserving of the Razorbacks? That stadium is disgusting. It's a giant trash can inside a giant trash can, or a smaller trash can. It just is. I'm sorry. I love you people in Central Arkansas. I do. You're the most diehard fans. I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. The most diehard fans are the ones outside of Northwest Arkansas. I completely agree. But you should be proud of where your team plays. I'm not proud when the camera zooms out and they pan over that stadium. I'm like, oh, God, please don't show that. It looks like someone who doesn't know anything about the state of Arkansas. It looks like somewhere they would play. Oh, look at that shithole. Like that's, it's not representative of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Sure, the on-the-field product has been absolute garbage up until Sam Pittman showed up, and you can argue maybe they are deserving of that stadium. That's nothing to be proud of. I'm sorry. There's nothing to be proud of. A lot of great moments in that stadium. So many just wonderful, awesome experiences in that stadium. I do miss playing LSU down there. I do miss, again, you could smell the beer 2 miles away. I mean, you could smell, I'm sure LSU fans could smell the corn dogs 5 miles away. The closer they get to the stadium, oh no, no, I need some corn dogs. I can't do the Cajun accent. Well, I'm telling you, I'm going to get hit hard eventually. YouTube's going to come cracking down on me. But I don't like playing in that stadium. I think they need to get out. So let me read chat after those comments. Let's see what you guys have for me. What do you edit your thumbnails on? Well, Adobe Photoshop. It's like $12 a month, unless you buy the big package. Let's see. You look like you're doing a reaction vid now. Oh, because of I don't know what's up with the imaging here or the. I don't know what happened. OBS shit the bed or YouTube for whatever reason is that better? Did it fill the screen? That's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. I would rather drive 1 hour to Little Rock instead of 4 to 5 hours to Fayetteville. Oh, here's this. I love this one. This is a good one. But the trip is part of the fun, and Donald Reynolds Razorback Stadium is home for the Hogs. Okay, I thought you were going in another direction there, Mike. Mike and Mary Haggard. A lot of the responses that I get when I make that comment is that it's usually the opposite direction. It's I don't want to have to drive 4 hours to Fayetteville. I want to drive an hour. And like I said in Discord, to play football, to watch football happen anywhere is a privilege. It's not a right. So I'm glad you didn't go in that direction. I always get my info from you, Mr. Ty. Hope all's well. I appreciate that, Ross. So let's go down what changed. Let's go down the list. There's some changes here. This is big. Arkansas State happening in Little Rock, starting in 2025. I wish it was sooner. I'm all for this game. I know I'm just going to piss everybody off today. Do me a favor, make sure you like the video. I'd appreciate it. Share the content. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'm just here to make everybody mad. I'm all for this game. I'm okay with this game. I really, at the end of the day, I don't care, because how is this any different than playing, I don't know, San Jose State, right? Well, okay, the argument to that is, well, if they beat Arkansas, it has certain ramifications. Like what? What ramifications? How's this any different than losing to Colorado State? How's this any different than losing to North Texas? How's this any different at all? Oh, well, now they're going to be given relevancy because they beat Arkansas in the state. Now, all of a sudden, this somehow tears Arkansas's reputation down as the premier program in the state. Guys, you do realize we lost to UVLR in baseball, and actually I think they smoked us. Who's talking about UVLR in baseball right now? Nobody. I think the women's team lost to Arkansas State back in the 90s. Who's talking about Arkansas State basketball, women's basketball? Nobody. That myth, it's another bullshit myth. I get people who are like, I don't want to think about Arkansas State. Especially for people who live in that part of the country, live in that part of the state. Beautiful part of the state, by the way. I get it. I just don't want to think about them. Their fans are the 5 of them that happen to actually be Arkansas State fans and not also Hog fans are just obnoxious. Well, they all are, right? Oklahoma fans around here, good God. Around here or down in the River Valley, our Oklahoma fans, oh my God, right? I get it. We get it. Everybody gets it. We've also got Mizzou fans. Look where we're at in the corner pocket up here in Northwest Arkansas. We've got Mizzou just north of us who's beating us 5 years in a row in football, and they're probably going to sweep us in basketball. You got Oklahoma. I mean, hell, you go gambling down at the casino in Siloam. You got OU fans and Arkansas fans everywhere. I've been to the casino a few times. I've never seen an OU fan I've never seen Arkansas and OU fans fight, but I always wonder, is it going to happen? Is this going to be the moment? To be honest, I think I've been maybe 6 times my entire life. I remember it was a big deal to be able to go there. But I get it. But what's the difference? I think really it's more humorous that people are so upset about it. I'm all for it because, number one, who knows what Arkansas looks like in 2025. God willing, they look a hell of a lot better than what they've done the last 3 years before Sam Pittman. Hopefully at that point they're established. There's no massive turnover, and they're back to where they should be, at the front of the middle of the pack, kind of like where they were under Houston Nutt or something close to where they're at with Petrino. I'm not saying that happens, but hopefully they're close to that point. And at that point, you should be expected to absolutely smoke Arkansas State, right? So losing to them, you're not going to lose recruits. It doesn't solidify them as a Power 5 program. Now, they may go Power 5 regardless, but I see that probably not happening. I mean, there's a lot of things that go into Arkansas State or any program becoming Power 5. There's a lot more that goes into it. You've got to be relevant. Arkansas State is not relevant. And again, God only knows in 2025. I'm sure 4 years from now, watch Arkansas State beat Arkansas, and then they get invited to a Power 5. I'm going to have some smart ass come back to this channel if I'm still alive, and and they're going to comment, ha, 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 you were wrong. I'm sure that'll happen, and I'm okay with that, whatever. But I doubt that happens. I think people have these fears about playing Arkansas State that I just don't think are actually grounded in reality. I just don't think they are. Just keep all games at Fayetteville and be done with it. Our stadium is a whole lot bigger. Yeah, I think all games should be played in Fayetteville. I do. There's just too much. There's too much lost revenue. There's too much at stake. Recruiting. I don't know. Pete Newbern. The Fay is definitely better to play at, but people in Little Rock are really proud to have the Hogs play here, and that's great. That's awesome. Like I said, I think there's some of those diehard fans in this state. And for the longest time, I was a purist. Keep that game in Little Rock. For the longest time. I can remember getting into arguments with people. I think I remember having an argument. My dad has never liked playing those games down there. I remember getting in arguments with my dad. Like, Dad, we're like nobody else does this. We do this, right? Like no one else is doing this. Alabama got out of playing in Birmingham. And, not that that's been a disadvantage for them, but look what, they stopped. We're still doing it. It's such an awesome thing. It's unique to us. And now that I've gotten older and you lift the hood on all the issues that come with playing games down there, and I'm just like, nope, I want every advantage Arkansas can get. You've got all these other programs that are cheating their asses off, in recruiting. You see what's happening with Tennessee, and look at Ole Miss. Ole Miss cheats their ass off. Is there really anything bad that happened to them outside of their bowl ban? Just a few years later, Lane Kiffin's there. They're already talking about them being ranked preseason top 25, and everything's fine. Winning is a cure-all. Not that they were winning a whole lot of games. Joe with the 299 live chat. Oh no, wait a minute. What is this? Hold up. Where's the? Oh, super chat also got moved. Look at that. I have to move it up here, and it's huge. What is the deal, OBS? I don't know. Put it right there. There you go. There you go. Just leave it right there. I really have no idea what's going on, but Super Chat is enabled if you guys want to use it. I really wish I knew what was going on with OBS. Would you fire Pittman to have Saban for 1 year? No. I want stability. I want program stability. Having someone like that here just for a year, nah. I'd say thanks, but no thanks. 2 years, all right. With his recruiting, okay. I live in Northwest Arkansas and will drive anywhere to watch the Hogs, says Michael Harris. Tripp says, I don't even need to say anything. I've spoken my opinion on this topic many times. Yes, you have, Tripp. You have indeed. I love how we supposedly don't travel, even though the whole state of Arkansas was at Omaha for the College World Series Championship in 2018 and showed up again in 2019. Grant's speaking some truth there. Love your show. Keep it up. Hey, I appreciate it, Glenn. Thanks for the comment. Oklahoma played Oklahoma State, and they still doing good. So let's see what happens. It helps that Oklahoma State is a Power 5 school. That helps. I don't remember I don't know Oklahoma State's history that well. I know Arkansas used to play them a lot. Hogs don't deserve lazy fans. Okay. Do fans complain about driving all the way to Tuscaloosa, Gainesville? That's exactly my point. Everyone else does this. And if you're only a fan because they play in Little Rock, then you're not a fan. I'm sorry. If there's anyone on the board, and that's the other thing. Oh, you got to keep people on the board. You got to keep the rich people down in Little Rock happy, right? Because we have this narrative that everybody in Northwest Arkansas is a bunch of rich a-holes. Well, for whatever reason, we're playing Little Rock to keep rich a-holes happy, by the way. I mean, I hope some of you realize some of the biggest boosters are in Little Rock. There's still money in Little Rock, even though, well, I'm not going to get into the city politics, but we're keeping them happy. I hope people understand this. We're keeping the millionaires in Little Rock happy by keeping something down in Little Rock. This has nothing to do with the snooty people that live in Fayetteville. By the way, the cost of living in Fayetteville is ridiculous right now. I understand that notion. I get it. But like everyone else that lives outside of Fayetteville, yeah, we're just common folk. Like everyone who claims to be down in Central and South Arkansas, we're no different, okay? Stop with the bullshit narratives, please. They're ridiculous. You snooty Northwest Arkansas people. How dare you? We're keeping millionaires happy by playing down there. What are you talking about? People that say keep them in Little Rock are the people that haven't experienced a win on the hill. I was there in 14, for example, when we beat LSU and rushed the field and got DJ Dean's gloves. Destiny also says the Little Rock Touchdown Club is keeping something down in Little Rock. Exactly. I was in Fayetteville when we beat Tulsa with Bobby Petrino against Gus. Grant Patrick says, I make the trip to Arlington each year when we play A&M. Lived in Fayetteville my whole life. Traveling is not an issue at all. Stop it. All caps, he says. Trip, something I don't understand is baseball and basketball games are in Little Rock. Yeah, I say keep them in Fayetteville. I say keep them all in Fayetteville, Trip. I'm pretty clear about this, man. I'm pretty clear. What I know is what's the difference. Keep them all in Fayetteville. Play on your campus. You're only a quarter of the screen. Did it change again? Did it change again? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what you guys can see and what I can see. What I see is I have to minimize OBS. Well, let me show you what I see. Well, I don't know if that does much. This is what I see, though. Look at OBS there on the left. Well, I don't know if that does much good. There's something going on with OBS. I don't know what it is. Yeah, Fayetteville people travel. Northwest Arkansas people travel. So I don't know where that comes from. DJ Dean gave me his game gloves. Seen the 13-14 heartbreak loss to Alabama. Seen the Nicholls State blowout. Yeah, I mean, OBS is pissed off at Ty for his opinions, so it put him in the corner. It did exactly that. It must be from Little Rock. The devs must be from Little Rock. That's what it is. And again, you guys know I have nothing but love for people down in Central Arkansas. I've got family and friends all over that area. I love going down there. I love the games down War Memorial. It is kind of sad to think eventually I do. By the time my kids are probably in college, I imagine there won't be any games in Little Rock. Let's do one more check here. See if Arkansas, maybe the website's behind or something. I'm still not seeing anything. Well, son of a gun. Let's check their Twitter. Let's check their Twitters. Nothing there either, except for Razorbacks soccer schedule update and Women's Sports Matter post from 4. Oh wait, this is. Am I on the women's page? No. Okay. All right, I'm not. Yeah. Oh no, this is neat. Oh, this is the renovations. I drove by this the other day. And just like that, I got hit with a. I just got hit with a copyright strike for playing that music. That's the pitching lab. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Oh wait, you can't see anything because I'm not sharing my screen. Let me share my screen. Check that out. Can you see this? How much of this can you see? Nope, it's out of frame too. It is. Man, this pisses me off. I keep hitting the wrong button. when you first came on, you were full screen, but since then you've been. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the hell. Again, this is just something going on with OBS. Apparently, I have no idea what's going on. I'm gonna have to mess around with this later. We recruit Mizzou almost every year. Oh, we out recruit Mizzou almost every year. When do you think we will pull ahead and start beating them? I believe we have and always will be the better program. That's the crazy thing, man. I think football and basketball, Arkansas is a better program and should not have the losing streak that they have to Mizzou. I just do not understand it. I could see it all, Ty. You could see, could you? What, on when I shared my screen, or can you see all of this? I don't know. I think this next year you could. I think 2021 the Razorbacks could absolutely beat Mizzou. I don't see why not. It was in frame. That's so weird, but it showed on my end that it wasn't in frame. We should be playing all the state programs like UCA and Arkansas State and UAPB. I wouldn't be opposed to that. I really wouldn't. So I agree with you on getting out of Little Rock completely. What do you think about the A&M game in Arlington each year? I'd like to stay in Arlington for recruiting. What's your opinion? So you can't recruit. You can't bring official visits to Arlington. And that's my whole point, right? Like I'm you need every recruiting advantage that you can get, and you don't have them when you can't host them. I love that game too. I've never been. One of these days I might go. But I want that as a home-and-home series, if I'm being honest. I know we're keeping Papa Jerry. We're keeping him happy. And I understand that, right? I love those the Dallas Cowboy tribute. And I'm not a Cowboy fan. You guys know that. I thought those jerseys were pretty cool. We should, for the longest time, sneak them in a joke. I don't get it. I think they ought to completely get out of Arlington. I do. I think it ought to be a home and home. They might take away the games in Little Rock. I just hope the last ones are fun and electric, so they go out with a bang. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Like one final game. And that was the other thing I was going to say, is that this is coming. Slowly but surely, they're pulling out everything that's relevant to Arkansas football out of Little Rock. Football. They'll probably still play down there for everything else. And and that's not one I'm going to make a big deal about, because you've got way more basketball games and baseball games than you do football. This year you had 2 games. Now you're going to have 3 in Fayetteville. Thank you, Jesus above. You're going to have at least 3 games in Fayetteville. But they're slowly but surely pulling out. Like, if you're still on the side of keep these games in Little Rock, you're losing the battle here, because they are slowly pulling these games out. And if it wasn't already obvious, it should be very obvious. Yeah, they extended. The contract was supposed to be up in 2024. Now you're going to play in 2025. Let's go down here really quick. Hang on. This is what they said. This was from Kevin Trainer. The University of Arkansas has signed an amendment to an existing agreement with the Department of Parks, Heritage, and Tourism. Of course, that's who owns the War Memorial. Bring 2 additional Razorback football games to Central Arkansas in future seasons, and extend the overall agreement through the 2025 season. Previously, I think it was 2024. Future seasons will see War Memorial Stadium play home to in-state matchups with UAPB in 2021, October 23rd, and 2024, and then Arkansas State in 2025, which will be on September 6th, 2025. We know these are all subject to change, by the way. They don't say that, but they are. Arkansas will also play Western Carolina in 2023 on September 2nd at War Memorial. As part of the amendment, previously scheduled games against Mizzou will be moved to Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium on the University of Arkansas campus in Fayetteville. We are grateful to the Arkansas Department of Parks and Heritage and Tourism and War Memorial Stadium for working with us to be able to host some historic in-state matchups at War Memorial Stadium, while also allowing us to host Southeastern Conference games on our campus. Arkansas Vice Chancellor and Director of Athletics Hunter Yurchek said, "The Razorback program belongs to our entire state And we have shown in many of our sports, it is important that we continue to maintain a presence in Central Arkansas. It is also essential we provide our coaching staff the opportunity to showcase our campus during SEC games to potential student athletes. Exactly. I mean, he right there. He says it right there, right? There it is. We get it. The rest of the state, diehard fans. We want to maintain a presence. And I do think, again, it may not happen by 2026, but I think by the time my kids, 2026, when will my kids be in college? It'll be a while. I've got an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old, so yeah, it's going to be a while. I think by the time they're of age to go to college, you'll have all games. I imagine you'll have all games in Fayetteville. It is also essential we provide our coaching staff the opportunity to showcase our campus during SEC games to potential student athletes. Concentrate on that right there. The second part, the final part of that little paragraph, you can't do that in Little Rock. And guys, that should be enough to where the whole state is like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold up. You're right, Hunter. We need to make sure that we give our program every advantage possible. And that's a big one. Not being able to host, because that's 2 games a year. Well, at the time, right? This has changed so much now over the last few years, but that's at least a game or 2 a year where you're not being able to host official visits to prospects. I don't care who the opponent is, regardless. That's a disadvantage. You can't bring everyone to Alabama when it's in Fayetteville. You can't bring everyone to Auburn to, whatever SEC East opponent you're playing that year. You can't bring them all to those games sometimes. You need as many games as possible that they're going to have exposure to, the atmosphere and the environment of Fayetteville. At the end of the day, are we selling these kids Little Rock? Well, and they wouldn't know because we can't bring them on official visits down there. Or are we selling them the University of Arkansas and its campus, which is located in Fayetteville? Like, that's all you need to know. And I still don't understand. I'm still butting heads with people over this. We value our partnership with the University of Arkansas and Razorback football, and we want to contribute to the overall success of the program. This is from the Arkansas Department of Parks and Heritage and Tourism Secretary Stacey Hurst, including U of A versus UAPB, U of A versus Arkansas State games in the beginning of this year through 2025. Blah, 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 blah. So 2021, again, you've got UAPB. It's going to be in Little Rock. Mizzou will be in Fayetteville. Thank God they made that change at least. 2023, you skip a year. Western Carolina will be in Little Rock. Missouri will be in Fayetteville. 2024, you're going to have UAPB and then University of Alabama, Birmingham. Those two, with Pine Bluff being in Little Rock, and Birmingham, Alabama, University of UAB going to be in Fayetteville. And then 2025, Arkansas State. There you go. There you have it. Hunter's the best AD since Frank. That's a good. Yeah. I concur. I agree. Like the Dallas Stadium, we can't host recruits, so let's sneak them in, right? He works on the staff. He's with us. Just trust us. Only having 2 home games in SEC should have been a massive eye opener. 3 is still a hard, and I agree 110%. And I think at the end of the day, that's probably what Hunter sold to the board down in Little Rock, because I'm assuming that's probably how this went down. Look, we've got 2 games in Fayetteville that are SEC. We can't have that. I sat here and called it ridiculous, and then, I had some goofball on Twitter like, oh, it's such a big loss. Well, apparently it was. Hunter definitely thought that it was. So Mizzou and A&M home and Southwest Conference opponents in Jerry World? I don't understand. Are you no? Wait. So Mizzou and A&M home and home. No, A&M is not a home and home. That's a game you're going to play in the house that Jerry built. Every year they try to make it harder for us. They don't make it fair. We should get even home games like the other SEC teams. You should just have all the same advantages that everybody else has in your conference, right? All right. It's something that I'm glad happened. I'm glad that they made the change with Mizzou. It's good stuff. All right. That's it. That's all we're going to talk about. I was hoping to have Hunter Yurchek take some time on here, but yeah, he didn't. There was no announcement. Maybe they're going to do it later. I don't know. So, all right, that's going to do it. I appreciate you guys. I got to get back to these kids, these two kiddos. Pig Trail Nation just dropped a Yurchek video. What? They did? Hold up. No, they didn't. What the crap? I couldn't find anything. Did you say Pig Trail Nation? Let's find them. Pig Trail Nation. I mean, I'm definitely not going to Pig Trail Nation's page and looking for their video link. I'm definitely not doing that. Oh, it's a YouTube video.
Welcome. In light of this.
Okay, this is 22 minutes long. I don't know if I'm going to listen to this entire thing. Let me make sure the volume's up here. And I still don't know what you guys can see. Right? Ignore this. Ignore. I still don't know what you guys can see. Hang on. Let me pull up my phone here really quick. Let me see what you can see. Because I'm sharing my screen. Loving you easy 'cause beautiful. There we go. There it is. There it's live. All right. Oh God, turn that down. Guys, slap some likes. Okay, there we go. You can't see that whole screen. All right. Okay.
This morning's announcements about our football schedule and games at War Memorial Stadium. I thought it was probably appropriate.
What's up, Doug?
For me to engage with each of you for a few minutes, give you a couple of comments, and then answer the questions you have about War Memorial Stadium. And obviously, I understand the Arkansas State game is a significant story across our state. Just a little bit of background on how this all came to be. After the season, Coach Pittman and I sat down.
How does this sound, by the way?
About the future of our
football okay?
Program.
No echoes?
One of the aspects of that is scheduling. And one thing that he made abundantly clear to me during the course of that meeting, that it was very important to the future success of our program to play as many SEC games as possible here on campus in Fayetteville. Shortly thereafter, I reached out to Secretary Hurst and just started to have some very informal discussions with her about what it might look like if we were to move our Missouri games out of Little Rock and back on campus. And those conversations kind of heightened a little bit after the holidays and after she had a chance to talk to some of her constituents there in Little Rock. And she was unbelievable and understanding what we're trying to build with our football program here at the University of Arkansas and what we need to be successful. And so I want to thank Secretary Hurst for her understanding and really helping bring this together. One thing she made abundantly clear is if the Razorback football program was going to continue to have a presence in Little Rock at War Memorial Stadium, that she thought they needed to be meaningful games. And as we started talking about what meaningful games look like, obviously in-state competition, starting with our game versus University of Arkansas Pine Bluff this year, again in 24, and then working towards that game with Arkansas State in 25, or what her and I determined were meaningful games there at War Memorial Stadium. I want to thank Terry Mahajer at Arkansas State. When I reached out to him a few weeks back, he had a game in 2025 versus Texas A&M that was under contract that he had to work to move. And so thanks to Terry, thanks to Chris Peterson at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff for their willingness to move their games in 21 and 24 from Fayetteville to Little Rock. And I want to also thank Chancellor Steinmetz and the Board of Trustees for their support during this process. And I want to be clear that this decision had no other motivation than what is best for the Arkansas Razorback football program. And I never had the opportunity to work with or get to know, obviously, John Barnhill or Frank Broyles and the decisions that they made not to play in-state competition. And it's no disrespect to either one of those two and the decisions they made. I am sure they made those in what they thought was in the best interest of the Razorback athletic program at that point in time in our history. And we would not be sitting where we are today having the success that we are as an athletic program without their leadership and decisions. But I felt like the timing is right as we opened up in-state competition with their sister schools in several sports 2 years ago to continue through this pandemic with many of our sports competing against Arkansas State and Central Arkansas. And then obviously it just makes sense at this point in time to enter into that football game with Arkansas State in 2025. So with that, I will stop, and Kyle, you can open up for questions.
Thanks, Hunter. Tom, you want to get us started?
That would be wonderful. Thanks for doing this, Hunter. What was the icebreaker on the Arkansas State series? Because that's kind of been the one that people had talked about, but maybe wasn't as feasible. And then from a broader perspective, do you feel like going beyond 25 that this could become an annual thing in War Memorial against in-state teams?
Well, I'll tell you right now, it's just 2025. It was a challenging enough hurdle to get to 2025, Tom, but I think the icebreaker is Terry Hodger and I have been friends for a while. So we were able to communicate and work through this. And I think the support that Chancellor Steinmetz I received from him and from our board and some of the behind the scenes things that they did to help make this happen. I think we've proven in competition in other sports that, with their baseball program, playing their sister schools, playing Little Rock. We actually lost our first game to Little Rock, but we still went on to the College World Series that year, and we still have top recruiting classes. And things didn't fall apart across our state because the Razorbacks were competing against
Tell
other
me,
schools with.
hang on a second. Tell me if you guys want to keep doing that. Why do I keep hitting that button? Want to say hi?
Hi.
If you guys want me to keep doing that, I can for a little bit longer, for maybe about 5 or 10 more minutes. Yeah, I see it now. OBS. There it is. Look at that. We got to grow the screen here, Addie. Did it work? Mm-hmm. Did that work? We got to move super chat. You got to move that button down. There you go. Move it down. Boom. There we go. We fixed it. I don't know what was going on. I'm glad I could fix it. We can keep it going for a little while longer if you guys want to keep it going. Okay. Think we're going to... Do we got more work to do? Do we got more homework to do? Yeah, we do. Are you gonna talk about the Razorbacks when you're older? Do you want to be a YouTuber? Isn't that what you told me? She also thinks YouTubers are all, what'd you say, famous?
Yeah, but not all.
What?
Yeah, but not all.
Not all, that's right. Nope. Definitely not. Yeah, I'm glad it could work. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what was up with OBS. All right. Go read for a little bit, okay? We got more work to do. Say bye.
Bye.
Okay.
I lost my 2 front teeth.
You did lose your 2 front teeth. She did indeed. Big sister's going to come in here in a minute. I want to be on camera. I can already hear it. Doug, you are an asshole. And in fact, if you look at pictures of me when I was a kid, she looks just like me. She has been called my mini-me. Thank you, Doug. I'm just kidding. You're probably right. She's a lot cuter than I was, that's for sure. So we'll stop it there. If you guys want to watch more of it, it's on the Pig Trail. It's on the Pig Trail Nation YouTube page. So it's their very first video there, I think. Let me make sure here. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah, and you can check it out on Twitter. They just posted about 10 minutes ago. So if you want if you want to go check that out, it's there and available for you to watch. I'll probably watch the rest of it later. Yeah. Okay. Let me read your last. Doug, that was savage. I got absolutely smoked. Thanks for that. All right. That's going to do it. I appreciate you guys. Joe, thanks for hooking up on Super Chat. I don't know what was up with OBS. I'm sure that was a little irritating as to why you only saw a piece of me on the screen. Or, maybe it was for the best. Because according to Doug, I'm not very handsome. I'm not a very That was savage, man. That was the most savage thing I've ever had anyone say in my chat. That was good. That was a good one. I'll take it. That's what Patreon supporters do. That's right. Okay. I will be live for the post game for the upcoming matchup for Arkansas against Texas A&M. When is that? I'll leave you guys with that. What time is that matchup? The matchup. It's thank God. It's 5 p.m. It's not another 8 p.m. game. I like Arkansas's odds in that one against Texas A&M. That's the 6th, right? So Saturday at 5 p.m. I'll be here after the game for the post-game show. There will not be a Friday show. Yes, I am doing a mailbag video. I'm answering some of your questions. I've had my DMs for a little while, and someone asked me about the KJ Malik Hornsby quarterback battle. I mean, I've got the video. I've got it sort of like done. Everything, the script and everything's done for it. I just need to get it and edit it, chop it up, and get it out to you guys. Got 2 or 3 questions there. We talk about, someone had asked me about, in fact, they asked me yesterday after the announcement about NCAA football being back, and then, of course, the quarterback battle and some other stuff. So I tend to like those videos to be under 7 minutes, and that's what I'm struggling with right now. Every time I get done doing a recording, it ends up being like a 10-minute long video, and I don't like 10-minute long videos. When I do edited content, I prefer it to be under 7:20, somewhere in there. Like when I watch videos, when I'm watching content, I hate stuff that goes on and on for like 15, 20 minutes. It just drives me crazy. It's just not I don't have the attention span. I've got way too much going on in my home to do that. So, yeah. Okay. If it happens, that is true. Tripp's got a point. A&M had to postpone their game because of the because of COVID. So hopefully that game is still on. Last I heard that it was, that the game was still on. So, yeah. But if it's not, I don't know if we'll do anything. So you probably won't hear from me if that game doesn't happen. Hopefully I'll have the edited video out for you by then, or maybe a little after. All right. Woo pig, go Hogs. I'll see you guys next time. Be good. Or don't. I can't see my... That's so weird on the YouTube screen. It only shows... All right, you guys be good.